Mike Huber, Moneyball Hitter Magazine, lead columnist, team hitting specialist. How you doing, everybody? Hey, I want to talk about quickly the Toronto Blue Jays here at Moneyball. As you know, we're doing the team reviews of all the teams, and Toronto Blue Jays um, are one that we kind of like to talk about as far as their players and the way that they hit. They are ranked seventh, according to MLB, statistically, with a 259 team batting average, which really isn't that good, but it's still seventh. You guys do know there is a downward swing at the major league level, right? And 259th is seventh ranked. Unbelievable, but that's what it is. They do slug pretty good, 414. So anytime that you slug over 115 points over your batting average, uh, which Toronto does, that is pretty good. That means that they're hitting the long ball pretty good, and they're hitting a lot of doubles and stuff like that. So ranked seventh, they scored 723 runs last year, which was fifth in the league. So their offense is pretty tight. Now they got rid of, well, they didn't get rid of him, but I think they lost him to free agency, Melky Cabrera, who was one of their top star hitters, who hit 16 home runs and hit 301 for them. Remember, a star hitter is anybody who hits 270 and over 15 home runs. And of course, Jose Bautista, one of the better hitters in the league, right-handed hitter, awesome swing. Okay, leans back on his back foot. Looks like a a slow pitch softball swing, for crying out loud. But that's the way we teach it at Moneyball Hitter. Okay, we know the secrets on how to teach this Jose Bautista swing. Could you believe that? No, because this type of swing isn't being taught out there. Okay, even though major league hitting coaches think that they're teaching something like that, they aren't. We're gonna give you that example with the Toronto Blue Jays and Kevin Seitzer, their hitting coach last year, who is what we call a camelbacker. We'll talk about that a little bit later too. Then you got Edwin Encarnacion with 268, 34 home runs. So anytime you're hitting over 25 home runs in this league, we're going to probably put you as one of the star hitters. So they have 3 star hitters. We like 4 at Moneyball. Okay, when we train teams, we want to train them to have 4 star hitters in their lineup that can really slug, okay, and hit for high average. But that's pretty good for the MLBs. They got 3, and then they got some hitters that chip in really well, like Navarro, who's 274, 12 home runs. Jose Reyes, 287, 9 home runs. Francisco, Rasmussen, Lowry, they all hit around 15 home runs, but they're between 220 and 250, which doesn't help out much. But the home run totals help score some runs. Okay, so they're chip-in hitters, as we would call them. Okay, now I don't know much about the Blue Jays, but they must have. They've got some bargaining power. It seems like they're getting some really good athletes and some good hitters in there in recent years. So they went from like the 23rd best hitting team to the 9th. Okay, and Kevin Seitzer walked in, and he was the hitting coach. Walked in a pretty good situation last year. I think last year was his first year with Toronto, and he's been with the Royals before, and he's been with one other team. He's gotten fired from both of those teams, but he walked into a good situation because this team could really hit. Okay, and there's been some really bad hitting coaches that we've duly noted here at MoneyballHitter.com that really walk into some really talented situations, and then they look good for a year. I think this is what happened with Kevin Seitzer at Toronto, because they didn't ask him to come back. Okay, he was up for renewal of his contract, and it's not like they were asking him in their office or anything like that very quickly after the season ended. Okay, so there's got to be some talk of something's going on behind the scenes. Some players are probably saying some stuff like, yeah, he seems like a nice guy, but he really didn't help us, our team out, and he really didn't. Okay. Mentally, if anything, if he's he's a good guy and he talks some mental stuff. But if you go to MoneyballHitter.com, check out our article on this because we've got videotape of him instructing, I think it's a bunch of high school or college kids, and what he actually thinks the swing is all about. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But, you know, what he's talking about in this video, and he's trying to convey that message, well, we'll tell you right now. He wants to spin the back foot, almost like smush the bug, if you've ever heard that. And he wants to keep his shoulder closed at the same time. So you're spinning your back foot and keeping your shoulder closed at the same time. Okay? Which is, if you want to make yourself into a robot, that's probably the best way to do it. Okay? It's a complete joke, to tell you the truth. And a lot of these hitting coaches at the major league level, they just don't know muscles. They don't know how to teach. They don't know how to coach. They're just ex-pros. They've been affiliated in minor and major league ball. They're kind of in a working system. Okay, most of them get fired 1 to 2 years, and Seitzer's just another one of them. Last year he landed with Toronto, and they did fairly well. And you know, the players probably blocked them out. It's like most of the players do. They don't listen to their hitting coaches if they know what's good for them. Okay, so I'll show you that video if you have moneyballhitter.com. Sign up for a free newsletter and you'll get access to this specific article on Toronto. Okay, so do I think Toronto? Now they finished, second or third behind the Yankees last year, right? Okay, they don't have the pitching that the Yankees do or anything like that. The hitting is keeping them at the top. So, and I don't know too much about the pitching staff, but I don't think it's going to get any better. And I don't think their hitters are going to get any better than what they've done up to this point. Okay, they kind of maxed out. They lost a few hitters, Melky Cabrera and stuff like that. So I think they hit their ceiling. And, if their pitching staff doesn't get any better, they're not going to get any better. So they're going to miss out. Okay, they're just gonna miss out. But they've got enough good hitters to make it entertaining. That's for sure. Okay, a few injuries to some other teams, and they can maybe make a run for it. But I think last year was their best chance, to tell you the truth, from an offensive standpoint. It's just not going to get any better. I don't think they lost too many players, and a lot of players really peaked last year too at the same time. So you know how sometimes it's a roller coaster ride for hitters from one year to the next. Okay, and these numbers that they're putting up they're bigger than usual. So I don't see that they'll do that again. A couple guys hitting more than 35 bombs. That's very unusual. Okay, so yeah, they hired this Brooke Jacoby to take over for Seitzer. Seitzer, who went to the Atlanta Braves. So I'm telling you, you're probably, a couple of you are saying, how can you say this about Seitzer? They did so well while he was there and stuff like that. Listen, buddy, old pal. Okay, I played enough baseball and I played under enough really good coaches and some really bad coaches. And even some of the really bad coaches that I played for, our teams still did pretty good because we played in spite of them, or we just didn't listen to them. Okay? So we're going to see the word out on Kevin Seitzer because he's going to the Atlanta Braves. The Braves picked him up, and he'll be their hitting coach. And the Braves are pretty terrible. Okay? And if he can do something with the Braves, okay, because they're ranked like 28th, 29th, 26th, whatever it is, okay, I think they're going to be the last place hitting team in the major leagues next year with Seitzer at the helm. Okay? If he can make any improvements with that team, even if it's minor, I'll apologize to Kevin Seitzer and his whole family. Okay? But it's come to Jesus time. We talked about come to Jesus time with a lot of these hitting coaches. If you're working with an average to below average hitting team like the Atlanta Braves, okay, and you're just not hopping from one team to the next and you hopefully land with some good hitters, if you got to be able, if you're working with a below average hitting team or an average hitting team, you got to get them to another level right now. That means that you know what you're talking about and you're good. Okay? And most of these hitting coaches in the major leagues cannot do that. Okay, they're just hopping from one team to the next, and if they land on a good team, or they pick up a couple of good free agents or something like that, or it's like the Boston Red Sox or New York Yankees or something like that, uh, then you know it's very stressful for them. Let's put it that way. Okay, but they know that they're going to find another job somewhere else, so they're used to it by now. Okay, but believe me, I'm a hitting coach. I used to teach the old school ways of hitting, hands to the ball, back forearm to the ball, knee drills, one-handed drills, back knee to the ball, you name it. I've done it philosophy-wise. And when my teams didn't do well, they didn't get any better, or they reached a ceiling and I couldn't get them any better than the ceiling I reached them at, which is maybe a couple points better, 5 to 10 points better. Sometimes it was 5 to 10 points worse. Sometimes it was 30 points worse. I said, okay, I had enough. I want to know the real truth about hitting. Okay, I want to know the real truth about hitting. And that's when my journey began. And that's when I came up with the Moneyball Hitter Training Formula. Okay, I even wrote a book about it. It's called The Tapping into the Spirit of Ted Williams, because a lot of this training comes from his swing thoughts. Okay, the techniques and the drills don't come from him; those come from me. But it all originated from his thoughts, because his thoughts are a lot different from everybody else's. He just, Ted Williams knows that you should be swinging slightly up. Okay, so there's one of the secrets. How do you do that mechanically? While having a nice controlled swing, but a free swing at the same time, and you can hit off-speed pitches just as well as the fastball. How do you do that? I can't tell you right now. Okay, I can tell you to go to the website. We have product lines, or we've got consultations. I get hired out all the time. That's fine. Okay, but I'm just telling you, these hitting coaches like Seitzer aren't even close. Okay, I think I put on my article a video of Jose Batista's swing in slow motion, and then put a video of Seitzer teaching the swing. It's like the complete opposite. So if Seitzer's going to guys like Batista and saying, "Oh, we should, smush, really turn that back foot and keep the front shoulder closed at the same time," these players got to be laughing their ass off at this old guy. Okay, I'm just telling you the hard truth. All right, and there's a lot of you that can make the argument, "Oh, he's in the pros and stuff like that. He must know he's." No, he's not. He's in the networking system, and he's an ex-pro that used to play. Okay? That doesn't give him a badge to be a coach, especially a hitting coach, which is one of the most mystical skills to be able to learn and teach at the same time. Okay? So a lot of these guys, like Seitzer and a lot of other guys, are these placement mats that they put there. Okay? And sometimes they think that they know things and they try to teach it, and it doesn't work out for them really well. Okay? Why do you think I'm going through all these team reviews at the major league level? Okay? I'm trying to tell you what's going on out there. If you're a hitter, and if you want to listen to professional expert coaches on hitting, and all this information is trickling down from the minor leagues and the major leagues and colleges, and you're not getting any better, you can't hit for power, you can't hit for average, okay? Then the information isn't correct. And hitting is on a downward swing for the last 10 years at the major league level, and nobody knows why. They got 2 hitting coaches now per team. Video analysis, swing reports, confidence trainers, sports psychologists. Nothing's working. They're not doing anything to try to change the technique. They're dabbling in a couple of philosophies and variations of the philosophies. When what we do here at Moneyball Hitter is not even close to any of the variations that they got here. okay? It's not even close, all right? And it's twice as simple and twice as powerful, all right? If those hitting coaches coached your travel team would get worse. Let's put it that way, okay? So don't get caught up in all these professional hitting coaches, their DVDs and all this sort of stuff, and you're looking on YouTube for all the right types of swings. Did you notice that I don't really show any swings and stuff like that, or I don't do any video training on YouTube like everybody else does? I'm not giving these secrets out for free. Are you crazy? Okay? If it's free, if somebody's giving something out for free, then they probably just want to listen to themselves talk. All right? So, and I talk a lot, but I'm not going to give you the secret. I'm going to give you hints as to what's going on to open your mind. Open your mind up to say, oh, this is what's going on with hitting. It's a coaching problem. It's not a skill level problem with it. It's not like the pitchers are so great that nobody can really hit as better as they used to. It's a technique problem. It's a coaching problem. Oh, this guy's maybe got something going. I understand. If you go through any of I've got like thousands of videos and articles out there. If you go through 10 of them, okay, your eyes will be wide open to a lot of crap that's going on out there. Let me tell you. Okay? Who am I? Okay? Actually, I'm a former gym teacher from Chicago who played Division I baseball. Big deal. Okay? Illinois State. All right? And then I got very upset because I was mimicking and learning from major league hitters on how to teach swings to hitters because I was a baseball coach, and it didn't work. And I got upset about it. So I went out and tried to find the truth. Okay? And maybe I got lucky, or whatever it is. You want to read my story? Read my book, Tapping the Spirit of Ted Williams. Okay? But I found some major league secrets on how to do that. Okay? So much so that Ted Williams' family hired me to be Ted Williams' son's personal hitting coach when he was 1 for 42 in the independent ball. And we got him out of that slump. So that's my claim to fame. If you want to ask who I am, there's my claim to fame. There's my association with Ted Williams. Okay? That's a big whip, too. Who the hell cares about me or my story? Okay? All I'm telling you is you better watch out for all the information's out there. And one other thing I'm telling you, okay? Our training formula is getting hitters to hit 50 points better in their slugging and batting average in the first season. And nobody else out there is telling you that. Okay? Now, either I'm off my rocker or I'm telling the truth. Okay? If I was off my rocker, I'd have a lot of bourbon in this drink here. Okay? Or some type of whiskey. Or, I don't know, Jack Daniels or something like that. And I would just be spilling my brains all over and just talking all over YouTube and stuff like this. Okay? But I'm beyond that level. I used to be at that level. College was fun. Okay? This is actually a coconut water cleanse drink. Okay? Before I go to bed, because I want to keep my brain healthy, because I'm spilling a lot of stuff that a lot of other people don't spill, and I want to stay healthy to make sure I'm telling you the truth. All right? And you might think that I'm a little nutcase because I'm telling you some different information than everybody else, okay? But there's a lot of nutcases out there that tell the truth, okay? And who are at the bar, doing shots and whatnot 3 times a night, 3 times a week. All right? So we're here, we're here in Naperville, Illinois, in Chicago. I got to go right now because I've got 4 little kids. 2 of them are screaming right now. So I got to go. But The Toronto Blue Jays, hey, we like them here at Moneyball. Okay? Now we want to keep an eye on Kevin Seitzer. All right? See what he does with Atlanta. And good luck to Toronto, although I don't think you're going to get any better than you were last year, which was pretty good. It was entertaining. Take care, Mike Huber, over and out.